Hello, everybody. What is going on, everyone? Hello, and welcome to a full day of fun gameplay streaming. Today is the 21st night of September. That's right. It is September 21st, 2019. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to my gameplay stream, my first of two. That is right. It is time for the continuation of the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake, which I played for the first time yesterday on release day, and man, did I love it. It's a great game. Very retro gameplay style and vibe. Modernized graphics. Remixed music. A lot of fun. I had a ton of fun yesterday. I can't wait for 4 more hours of Link's Awakening right here on the first of 2 streams today. Very nice. Then later tonight, I'll be swinging back to the Modern Warfare beta for a brand new mode that they released last night called Ground War. This is the mode where I believe it's like 32 versus 32 or something like that. And there's a mixed reaction to it online. Some people like it, some people hate it. I want to try it out for myself and see what I think. And go from there. So that's going to be fun later tonight. So we got a good variety day today with the content that I'll be streaming today. All right. Hope you guys are ready for some fun. It's also kind of unofficially, the beginning of fall. People just use that the 21st of September, usually in the United States, as like a guideline to say, oh, the fall's begun. I don't know officially when it starts. I don't know if it's actually today or if it's like in a day or two. But we're very close, if not at the beginning of autumn here, which is excellent. It means the weather is cooling down. As long as the sun stays behind the clouds, it's actually quite cool here in Washington State, which is nice. It means that I don't need the air conditioner. I can just relax and feel comfortable in my office as I stream all the hot new releases of the year. And by the way, last night I went through the gaming calendar for the rest of the year, and I wrote down the games that I'm interested in for the rest of 2019, essentially, that have set release dates. And I added a few more to my calendar that previously I hadn't had on there. Not too much. In reality, my gaming calendar was very close to being accurate to all the new releases for the end of the year. But I added in a small handful of new games that now have set release dates. So I'm excited. It looks like it will be pretty nice. A pretty good variety of games coming out in October and November. And a little bit into December. December's almost dead. But then again, December is usually almost dead. It's actually a rarity when you get a December that's not kind of empty. This year it looks like it's going to be like par for the course where December doesn't have that much. But, so let's talk, everyone. Let's talk about what you guys can expect this rest of this week, because we have a schedule change. That's right. We have a positive update schedule change, which I hope that you guys, will be excited for. So here's the deal. Today, as I've already mentioned, it's going to be Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening here on the first stream. 4 hours or so of gameplay. Retro fun. I really like the game. Then, tonight, more of the Modern Warfare beta, trying out the Ground War mode. Tomorrow, if everything goes according to plan, alright, if everything here works out and we don't have any last-minute changes or problems, it looks like tomorrow I'll be covering the Genesis Mini. And the reason I say that is because I got confirmation yesterday that it has shipped and supposedly it's arriving today. So if it really does arrive today at some point, it means that tomorrow I can cover it in full. Why aren't I covering it today? Because I don't know when it's showing up. That's the thing. When I get things shipped here, sometimes they show up at 8 o'clock at night. In which case I'll already be doing my second stream. So this should be pretty good. I hope it shows up today in one piece, please. And that means tomorrow's main gameplay stream will be the Genesis Mini premiere stream. I'm going to be, first of all, unboxing the Genesis Mini live on stream, showing you guys everything that it comes with. Then we're going to be hooking it up live and broadcasting straight from it for the first time ever. I'll be walking through all the menus, showing you all the games that are available in the Genesis Mini, and then we're going to be messing around with some of those games. All right, that's going to be the first gameplay session ever of Genesis Mini, tomorrow's main gameplay stream. Then on Sunday night, it's going to be our weekly Minecraft chill stream. Okay, that should be pretty fun. Then on Monday, it's a little bit up in the air what I'm going to be doing next. If you guys really like the Genesis Mini stream on Sunday, I would not be opposed to doing another Genesis mini stream on Monday where we just play various games, because I believe it comes with like 40 games. I would not be opposed to maybe just messing around with some of the games in the collection on Monday if that's what you guys want. If not, then we can easily either go back to Borderlands 3 or to Link's Awakening, the 2 ongoing playthroughs that I'm doing. So it's really up to you guys how you receive the Genesis Mini tomorrow. If you guys really like the coverage, you want to see more of it, I'd be more than happy to continue playing it. Okay? Then Monday night, it's going to be my weekly session of Dragon Quest Builders 2, which returned to the chill streaming rotation last week. And I'm going to be doing a stream of it Monday night this week, okay? Tuesday, I'm off. Tuesday, I am off from streaming. But I'm going to return on Wednesday with either Borderlands 3 or Zelda. We'll see what we feel like. But that's going to be the main gameplay stream. Then on Wednesday night, more than likely, I'm probably going to be doing either Retro Street Fighter or maybe some more Genesis Mini. Like, I'll pick out one of the games on Genesis Mini to mess around with for a couple hours Wednesday night. Thursday this week coming up is the return of Ask the King. This is my bi-monthly Q&A show where I answer your questions. Okay, so please, if you'd like to be a part of that show and have a chance to have your question answered live, head over to the kingofhate.com forums. Head over to the section there for Ask the King. The thread has been up for 2 months. Please post up your questions. The more questions I get for the show, the better the show is. All right? And then basically this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because I'm actually going to be streaming for all those days straight, will be a balance between Borderlands 3, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and if we feel like doing a major stream of the Genesis Mini coverage, I will. If not, then we don't have to. All right, but it could be night streams as well, because my night streams, what they're going to be, coming, in the next several weeks, it's going to be a balance between my chill stuff, which is right now Minecraft, and classic throwback Street Fighter, okay, and also Dragon Quest Builders 2, and balance that with some Genesis Mini stuff at night. That's what's going to, my chill streams are going to be at night for the foreseeable future, okay? While my daytime stuff will either be Borderlands 3 or Zelda, and the other events that are going on, like I said, Ask the King. Now, also, this coming weekend, okay, which is a week from today, it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday, which is the 28th or 29th of September. I haven't decided yet. One of those days, we're going to do my special retrospective marathon event. This is an event where we get to reminisce about things from my 11 years of content creation on the internet, whether it's game playthroughs, whether it's vlogging, reviews, travel vlogs, all kinds of stuff that I've done over the years. We're going to watch back together, and I'm going to comment on it, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Every time I do one of these retrospective events, people really seem to like them, and I haven't done one in many months now. So it should be pretty fun. I'm excited for it, okay? So that's coming up this week, next weekend, 1 week from today, essentially, or 1 week and 1 day from today, depending on when I decide to do it. So we got a lot of stuff coming up for the end of September here. Now, the one thing I did not mention is Code Vein. Code Vein is coming out on the 27th of September. Now, I'm not against playing it, but at the same time, with all the other stuff I'm doing, maybe it's not a good idea to interject a brand new playthrough into all that. And by the way, I had been playing the Code Vein beta when it came out a couple months ago, and I played it for a couple sessions, and it seems like reaction was very mixed. Some people thought it was pretty interesting, and other people thought that it was pretty boring. My opinion is that I thought that it was interesting because it was very Dark Souls-esque, which I think all of us knew, that it's basically anime Dark Souls. But it allowed you to customize your character on the fly. Like, you could have different weapons that you could equip to your character, and it would completely change the combat style of the game. And it wasn't like Dark Souls where not only did you have to find the weapon, you had to have all these ridiculous stats in order to use weapons and stuff. It seemed like once you have the weapons, you could just go right between the styles on the fly. So it seemed kind of interesting in that regard. At the same time, the beta only had one story-based stage in it, which seemed all right. And then the next part was an optional stage that I believe is going to be in the game as something you don't have to do, but it's kind of like a stage with just a lot of combat and grinding with multiple bosses and the like. And I don't think that that's mandatory. I think that that's like a challenge stage that they're going to include. But I think a lot of people thought the story-based was okay, but the grinding stage was kind of boring. So I don't know if people are going to be interested in me playing that, quite frankly. I don't want to, drop money on a game that people are going to be like, you should have done something else or whatever. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I am. I'm really strongly on the fence about Code Vein. So I guess we'll see what happens in about a week's time if people are interested in seeing me play it or not. Okay? So FYI, after looking at October's schedule, just to give you guys a preview of the stuff that I'm interested in October, we've got the Ghostbusters remake coming out the first week of October. In the middle of October, if you can believe it, they made a new Plants vs. Zombies game. If you remember, it was many years ago when I played Plants vs. Zombies 2. Actually, take that back. It was Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Okay? And it was really good. I like both Garden Warfare 1 and 2 as games. Now, this isn't Garden Warfare. Apparently, this is a new shooter game that is still a Plants vs. Zombies game, but it's kind of in the same vein. So that's coming out in the middle of October. WWE 2K20 comes out on the 22nd of October. Then, in an unprecedented 3-release day, we've got, I say unprecedented, but this happens every year in October. Let's face it, and they always have like a ridiculous amount of releases on the same days in October. So on October 25th, Friday, you've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you've got the Medieval Remaster, and we got Outer Worlds. So that's a lot of shit coming out in one day. The week after that, we've got Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz Remastered, which I never played a Super Monkey Ball game, and I was interested in checking this one out. And then we've got Luigi's Mansion 3 on Halloween, which is the same day I'll be doing my Halloween Horror Marathon. So essentially within two... oh my god, excuse me, that was disgusting. Alright, but moving on. Essentially within 2 weeks, we've got 6 major releases. Don't ask me how I'm going to be covering all of those. As usual, it's going to be pretty daunting task, okay? Then in November, we've got many games as well. Hold on a second because I can't read that one. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Okay. November is also a jam-packed release month. We start off with Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, which comes out on the 5th of November. And for the first time ever, a Mario and Sonic Olympic Games game is multiplayer online. Now, that's going to be thrillingly fun because I'm going to be able to do random matches with people all over the globe and having hilarious antics with all these characters trying to do Olympic stuff. I think it's going to be pretty fun. If anything, I think that was the one shortcoming of those games, that it was always local only. And I played a lot of them over the years, and those, and essentially, some of the best and funniest playthroughs I've ever done were the Olympic Games things. So I guess we're going to see what happens with that. Size Zero says it also has a story mode. Oh my god. So this is pretty cool. I actually can't wait for it. I think it's going to be one of the more hilarious releases of the year, quite frankly. Then later that week, on the 8th, we've got Death Stranding. I think everyone's excited to see what the hell Death Stranding is going to be. The week after that, we've got Star Wars Fallen Order, as well as... I can't read it. Fuck. God damn it. Pokemon. Aha. Yes. Star Wars Fallen Order and Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out on the same day. I'll be playing both of those. The week after that, we've got Shenmue 3. And then at the very end there, we got Doom Eternal. So some crazy amount of good releases in November coming out this year. And then in December, we got a little bit. I think I wrote down 2 games. I think it's like Life is Strange's final episode. And then, really weird, there's a Terminator game coming out in December. Did you guys even know that? There's a Terminator game coming out in December. I think it's to coincide with the new Terminator movie. I don't necessarily think it's a Terminator tie-in, but maybe it is. I don't even know. So I wrote that down because, you guys remember the last Terminator game that I played? You probably don't. It was 10 years ago. It was Terminator Salvation. It was one of the worst games at that point that I'd ever played in my life, and I called it out as such in my game review. So it should be really fun 10 years later to play another Terminator game. Yeah. And then at the end of December, there's a game called Ancestors that came out for PC recently. And what it is, it's a game that runs through a history of an ape clan in prehistoric times. And what you do is you play as an ape clan that gains certain abilities through experience levels and combat and stuff. And then you get to play as other ape clan members later on in history who have inherited these traits. So essentially you're playing as an evolving ape clan over time. Seems like a pretty revolutionary and interesting idea. I don't know how well implemented it's going to be. Like I said, it's been out for PC for a few weeks now, and it's coming out for consoles in late December. So it's called Ancestors. I'm actually excited to check that out, okay? Okay, so that's kind of the releases I'm interested in for the rest of the year. One of the things I didn't mention is there's supposed to be a couple Disney remasters in October, including The Lion King and Aladdin. And I am interested in playing those, but they don't have solid release dates yet. So once those get solid release dates, then I'd be interested in adding those to my calendar is what I want to play as well. But not until they're solid will I start talking about those. Okay? Fair enough. We got someone calling me a retard saying Ancestors is already out. Enjoy your permanent ban for insulting me. I literally just said it's out for PC only and it comes out for consoles in December. This guy's an idiot who can't listen, yet he insults me on the stream. Well, it's your own fault you don't know how to listen because your ears are full of beeswax. You foolish mortal. Okay. So there you go. That's the kind of the schedule for the rest of the year at least. You know, all the games I'm interested in. I hope that sounds good. It's pretty much almost every week we've got a major new release. With one, I think there's like 1 week in October where it'll be kind of slow. But that's okay because I've got so much stuff that I'm going to be doing and balancing and juggling that I think we're going to have enough to do. Now also, a couple things. Number one, people have expressed their desire to see me play Morrowind as a chill stream. I'm okay with that idea. In fact, I think that's quite a good idea because I played Morrowind during the Rageathon last month, and people thought, wow, this was a really fun game for just relaxing and talking with Phil and helping him out with it. I think this would be one that we'd like to see him play. So yes, I'm considering doing that. We need to have an opportunity to add that to the chill streams rotation, so we'll see how things go. But yes, that may become a chill stream game in the future. In addition, there was a desire to see me continue on with my Ninja Gaiden Black playthrough. So I may continue doing that in the future as well. I'm not going to tell you when. More than likely when things die down with new releases, then I would consider doing it. Okay? Okay. Fair enough. Alrighty then. So, there you go. There's the schedule, guys. I hope this schedule sounds good. Just a quick recap. Today, it's going to be Link's Awakening and the Modern Warfare Beta. Tomorrow, it's the premiere of my Genesis Mini coverage, balanced with Minecraft. Monday is up in the air. It could be more Genesis Mini, or it could be more Zelda, or maybe some Borderlands, balanced with Dragon Quest Builders 2. Then I'm off on Tuesday, but starting on Wednesday, again, it'll be one of those three things, balanced probably with maybe some retro Street Fighter, or maybe some more Genesis Mini stuff at night. Thursday is the return of Ask the King. All right, so there you go. A good schedule lined up for everybody. So I'm in a good mood. You know, things going pretty well. You know, right now, Link's Awakening, I'm absolutely loving the game. I'm really excited for this stream right now because I get to play more of a game that I really enjoy. And it's a game I've never played before, so it's kind of, you know, first time experience of a game is always the best in my opinion. You know, even though if you end up loving a game, you want to replay it a bunch of times, I think that first time honest experience when you play it is always the best, the most genuine. The first time you get to fight bosses, the first time you get to solve puzzles, you know what I mean? It's pretty entertaining. So, I'm having a good time with it. I hope you guys are too. Alright, let's move on to the next segment of the pre-stream, shall we? The next segment of the pre-stream is the one where it's gratuitous plugs. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, very quickly, please, guys, remember to nominate horror-themed video games over on my forums, thekingofhate.com, for the upcoming Halloween Horror Marathon. The more games you guys nominate, the better the marathon will be, because the voting will open in a couple of weeks for that. And obviously, if there's more games to vote on, it's a better poll. You can do that again over on the kingofhate.com forums. In the general section, that thread has been stickied. Please nominate horror-themed games or scary games. They don't have to be like super scary adult-oriented. But anything that has like ghosts or anything involved, like I said, Luigi's Mansion 3 is what I'm going to be playing. So that's an idea of a game you could have in there too. Okay. Fair enough. All right. For people who, again, can't listen and apparently have beeswax in their ears asking me why I'm not playing the Call of Duty beta, I am. You're just deaf. I'm playing it tonight. So stop spamming the stream chat and annoying me, or say goodbye. Alrighty then. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 10 years. And when I say that, I mean 11, because I've actually been doing this now for 11 years, if you can believe it, since 2008. On a daily basis, I've been putting out gameplay videos on YouTube and or live streaming on Twitch, sharing my daily gameplay experiences with all of you. It's been an amazing ride, an amazing journey, and certainly things have evolved and changed over the years. I am a full-time streamer now, even though I used to be a full-time YouTuber. And I absolutely love the interactive and fun streams that we do here on a daily basis. I actually think that since I became a full-time streamer, that things became much better. I now actually enjoy coming to the streams every single day. It doesn't really feel like work to me at all. It feels like more like I just get to chill with some people and have fun every day. It's pretty neat. So if you guys like the fact that I do full-time game streaming 6 days a week, and if you like the fact that I upload the archives of said streams on YouTube so that you can watch on demand if you cannot attend the live streams, and you want to see all of this continuing, please consider contributing via one of the following methods that I'm going to mention, because I pretty much almost exclusively rely on crowdfunding in order to afford keeping doing this. Just being honest, YouTube makes almost nothing for me anymore. Ad revenue pretty much went away years ago, and it's really about you guys and your support during streams and your crowdfunding that allows me to keep doing this and enjoy what I do. So please consider it. Now understand, even though I ask that you please consider it, it's not mandatory. All right? It's not. If you want to just hang out and chill and you cannot contribute in any way, that's fine. I'm happy that after 11 years, people still care enough about me to just come and hang out with me and have some fun on the streams. That's cool. But if you can go above and beyond, if you can contribute in one of the following ways to keep stuff going, it is much appreciated. So thank you in advance. So first of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. By pledging to my Patreon, you earn cool personal perks depending on how much you pledge. In particular, this coming week on Ask the King, people will be getting their questions answered who are patrons because they earned the fact to get a question answered in depth, in a big exclusive part of my Ask the King show because they're patrons, okay? Just one of the many perks you can get. I'm not going to go into detail about all of them, but please give them a look. Patreon.com/darksidephil. Thank you to anyone who gives it a look and considers pledging, and thanks to anyone who is a current pledgee as well. Now, I also have a merchandise shop where I sell all kinds of fun merch, but in particular, it's t-shirts, just to be honest. There's other stuff there, too, stickers and mugs and the like. Some sweatshirts and hoodies. It's getting colder weather now here in the United States if you're interested, okay? So, yes, please give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Anything that you guys buy helps me out, and you guys get a cool collectible out of it as well. Fair enough? Fair enough. Okay. Now, if you're live on the stream, and you want to get some interaction with me during the stream, and recompense, that's not the word I was looking for. I was going to say in recognition for your contributions. In recompense for your contributions. That's definitely not the right word. If you'd like to get a shout out during the stream because you contributed, all right? If you either cheer with bits or you subscribe to the channel or you tip me, any of those things, I'll give you a shout out live during the stream. In fact, I would say with this stream with Zelda, even though it is an action-based game, there's opportunity for me to just react and talk with you guys too, because it's not a game that's like so intensely action-based that I'm going to die every single moment. You see what I mean? It is a retro-style game, and so interactions and talking with you guys, having conversations, probably is going to add to the playthrough, rather than take away from it. All right? So, please consider contributing during the stream. All right? As you can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen with top tipper and top cheerer who will be displayed prominently. I'll be updating that regularly during today's stream. There's also a cheering leaderboard that's integrated in Twitch that tracks the top cheerers of the week. And that you can see right at the top of your stream chats, as long as you're not on the mobile version of Twitch. Then it's usually hidden or you can't really see it. But yeah, it's great ways for you to get recognition for contributions during the stream. All right. Now, a couple quick things about the rules on Twitch and everything that I like to cover so that everyone knows up front. FYI, I am streaming on twitch.tv. That means that I have to abide by their rules in terms of service. So please understand, I can't just say and do anything that I want on the stream. I have to abide by the rules of the service that I use to broadcast. In addition, I like to maintain a certain chill vibe around my streams. I feel that this allows people to come in and feel relaxed and have fun and not have to worry about being harassed, not have to worry about arguments breaking out, and not have to worry about drama and negativity and all kinds of stuff. the bottom line is when you come to my streams, you're trying to escape the drama of real life, right? You want to come in here and relax and have some fun, see my honest reactions to a game, maybe have a conversation with me or a conversation with people in the stream chat. You don't need drama and negativity and all that kind of shit. You got enough of that in your real life, right? I mean, let's be honest, we all have that. So coming here should be an escape from that. That's why I have these rules in effect, and that's why, in particular, there's a few things that we kind of shy away from. We don't talk about politics and religion very often on the streams. If we do, usually if it's like a topic of a video game, then we will, but in general, I try to not talk about that, and if someone tries to steer this conversation towards that, I try to get away from it. It's just a very argumentative topics that people get angry about. I don't address negativity in regards to, say, people insulting me, in regards to people writing negative articles about me, in regards to people stealing my content on a daily basis just to make a living off of me because they can't make content for themselves that anyone gives a shit about, so they steal mine instead. All these things happen on a daily basis, and I don't give a shit. You know, I just don't. If I focused on all that constantly, I would never make my own positive content. All I want to do is make my own positive content and play fun video games. That's what I'm here for. So please don't bring up these topics. I'm not going to be discussing them on the streams at all. There's no point to it. It's all a waste of time, people trying to get attention on my behalf, writing my clout, and I don't care about it, okay? So in general, please understand that I have no actual responsibility nor any kind of commitment that when people contribute that I have to say or do anything. I do go out of my way to try to give recognition and give shout outs to everyone who does contribute because I want to give back to those who contribute to me. But if someone comes in here trying to derail the stream, trying to get to veer the topic of conversation towards something that I don't want it to go to try to cause drama, to insult, you know what I mean? All these things that would make the stream not be a chill vibe, I'm not going to bother with it. I'm just going to ignore it and understand that because there's some people who don't. They come in here and they cheer, or they toss a $1 tip, and then they don't understand. Why didn't Phil give me a shout out? No, this is bullshit. Like, no, you're an asshole. You came in here and you tried to ruin everything, the good time we're having, you know, to try to get a rise for yourself and get attention for yourself. We don't care about your shit. It's that simple. Okay? Alrighty then. So, there you go, guys. Now, very matter-of-factly, everything helps me. Cheering, subbing, tipping, everything helps. It does. And thank you to anyone who considers contributing in any of those methods. However, the best way to contribute would be by tipping me. There's two reasons for that, primarily. The first is because tips I get right away. Tips are something that I can put towards whatever I want. Whether it's a bill, whether it's a game, you know, whatever, no matter what it could be, it's something that I can use immediately. Cheering and subbing helps as well, but that's more of a long-term thing where there's processing time before I see any positive benefit from those. It's really the tipping that helps the most in the short term. The other thing is, financially this year, I've been really bad off. Just a few weeks ago, I was completely and utterly overdrawn on my bank account. I say a few weeks ago, it was last week. Jeez. And, you know, I'm in a situation where every month it seems to be popping up the same thing. It sucks, okay? When you tip me, it helps me get out of that situation. In fact, I've been relying on your tips to really try to get myself out of that situation. So please consider tipping if at all you can. That is the best way to help. There's two ways to tip me. Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you could click, or you could type !tip into the stream chat. Either way will bring up a PayPal, tips link. And on that PayPal page, there's many options. You can either tip anonymously if you don't want to give out your identity, or you can make up a name, or you can use your real name if you actually want a shout out. It's totally up to you. You also don't need a PayPal account to tip me. You can use any debit or credit card, much like anything else that you would pay for on the internet. All those things are good, and all those things are possible. Fair enough? All right, guys, let's move on to the shout-out segment, which is the final segment of the pre-stream. Does that sound good? No? No? You guys want me to keep doing gratuitous plugs? I'll keep doing... Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the extended gratuitous plug segment. All right, so here's some more ways that you can contribute. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. No. That's enough. You know, you guys, I don't like advertising. You know that, right? You know that I don't like this. I would prefer to just go right to the game, but then most people would probably not contribute. So it's a necessary evil. It's a necessary evil, guys. Okay. So let us get to shout-outs for those who have contributed overnight. We actually start off with someone who at the very tail end of last night's stream, which was the final Black Ops 4 ever stream ever, which is why you're seeing Black Ops 4 artwork in the pre-stream. I figured I would leave it up for a day or two since someone put some hard work into it to design it, and I only used it for one stream. I said, what the hell, we'll just include it in another day or two streams, okay? But anyway, at the tail end of that last Black Ops 4 stream, Handicap Gaming ER cheered and said, have I ever used the slap chop to cut veggies? No, but many years ago, I bought something, and I can't remember what the hell it was. It might have been like a slow cooker or something. And it complimentary came with a chopping device. Now, it's a small one. It's not like a giant one to chop up big veggies, but it was supposed to be for, like, chopping up small vegetables and nuts and stuff like that. And let me tell you something, it's a piece of shit. Because what they don't tell you with the slap chop is that it works, it chops vegetables, but vegetables are moist. They have moisture in them, right? They're water-based. Plants are water-based. So when you chop up a vegetable, the chopped vegetable pieces stick to the blades. So instead of having a nicely chopped vegetable with the slap chop, instead what you end up with is like 3 pieces of vegetable stuck to the blades that never get chopped because they just get stuck to the blades. And that's the truth. I don't know how these products were designed that they thought that it was going to be like bone dry vegetable so that it doesn't stick to the blade when you're chopping it up and it falls perfectly to keep continuously chopping itself, because that's actually not what happens. I don't know, it's very weird. But anyway, that was the one that I got anyway. It's like I said, it's a small one. And I've tried chopping various things like tomatoes, garlic, onion, and even nuts. And none of those work. They all get stuck on the fucking thing. So, slap chop doesn't really work. At least in my opinion. Okay. Okay. Cody Carls cheered overnight. He said, I noticed you don't record your second pre-streams. Is there any reason for this? Absolutely. There's 2 reasons why I don't record my second stream pre-streams. The first is because they're incredibly short. They usually last not more than, say, 3 minutes. They're very just, hello, I'm here. Here's what we're doing tonight, and here's a rough schedule update for the next week, and that's it. Like, that's all it is. It's not like these where I do plugs and everything. I only do plugs once a day on the earlier pre-stream. That's it. So, you know, people are kind of used to that. I don't want to do an insanely long second stream, and therefore, if it's insanely short, why would I record it? The other thing is, most of it's reiteration. Like, essentially, when I start up my second stream, I just try to quickly repeat some of the stuff I talked about on my earlier pre-stream, and that's it. So since I've already done a pre-stream and I've already recorded it for YouTube, why would I record a similar or same pre-stream again? It wouldn't make sense. Okay? So there's no reason to do the same thing twice. So that's why. Thank you for the cheer, by the way, Cody Carls. Pragmatic Tactician cheers says, you're a pretty good-looking guy, DSP. Well, that's your opinion. Thank you for it. I appreciate compliments. Flattery. I don't know where you're aiming or what you're getting at, but I am a married man, but that's okay. I still appreciate the compliments. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Omnipotent Froggins cheered. He said, now that you've been living in your house for 5 years, do you feel like you've made the right choice? Do you look back on the other houses that you looked at and thought that they would have been better in one way or another? I know the gated community of your current house was a killer feature for you and your family. The 3-story house would have been too big for you, Cat, and Jasper, so a good thing you didn't go with that one. So what Omnipotent Froggins is talking about is 5 years ago in 2014, before I had moved to Washington, I came out here on a trip and was doing house hunting, and I vlogged the homes that I was considering moving into. And there were various options. I remember one of them was near an airport, like right across the fucking street. And number one, the noise would have been astronomically loud, all right, from the airport. Number 2, mysteriously, the house had a glass door that was shattered. And I'm looking at it like, why is this door shattered? And the real estate agent couldn't answer that question. I was like, is there high crime in this area or something? Someone was trying to break in. And she had no answer. She's like, no one told me about this. So I was like, I don't think I'll be getting that one. Plus, that house had a lot of staircases, like really steep staircases. So it was a nice house, but I would have been constantly walking up and down stairs like crazy every 5 seconds to do anything. Then there was a house that was huge. It had, as Omnipotent Froggins is describing here, it had 3 floors. it had a ridiculous amount of floor space. Like, it was the biggest house I've probably been in my life. Of someone who, who I knew who owned the house or whatever. Obviously, I've been in big buildings before, but it was just huge, like so big. And for the price that they were offering for it, I couldn't figure out why on earth is the price so low for a house that's this big. So then, essentially what I did is I looked at the top floor out from the house about 2 streets over, and what I saw I did not like. Broken down cars, rusted fences, and rundown homes. And when I did some research, when I got home, I realized it's in a very bad area. It's like 2 streets over from a very high crime area. So it's weird. You got these big houses, nice houses, right next to high crime area. Obviously, that's the reason why they were trying to sell this house on the cheap. Okay? So thank God I didn't take that place. That probably would have been a really bad choice. Now, I think I looked at a couple others. I can't remember. I mean, this was 5 years ago. And once I found this place, I was like, this is the place for me. It's a nice gated community. It's very nice looking homes, well maintained. Because you're in a condo community, the condo takes care of so many different things, like the landscaping, the roofs. Like the roof here, started leaking within a year of me living here, and they replaced the whole thing for me. There's many, many, many benefits to being in this kind of a community. So I definitely chose the right. I would say this house is the perfect size for myself, my wife, and my cat. My cat gets to run around, have tons of space, go in the windows, various different ways. He has a nice backyard with animals and grass that he really enjoys looking at, but then he can look at the street in the front of the house. Ledges to jump on and play on. It's a really nice setup for a cat. And then I've got my office, which allows me to do my work full time in here without being disturbed, and having its own setup where I can have this the soundproof foam and everything, so my streams look and sound good. Kat has her own room where she can play games, or she can do her own stuff with her work and stuff, which is really nice. We got a nice bedroom, we got a nice kitchen, like everything. It's like everything is perfect. It's not too big, but it's not too small. It's like dead on what a family wants. So I'm very pleased with my home. I definitely think I made the right choice. I do. Plus, and this is kind of a big thing for the future, not for now, but for the future, is that the home values in this area continuously go up. And this house's value has gone up a lot since I bought it. And I'm hoping that obviously it kind of stays that way, because this is a hotbed in the country right now where people want to move. And what I'm hoping is long term, I'm not saying now, I'm saying long term, maybe I'll get a lot of equity in the house that I can do something with later in my life. I can't do anything with it now because my credit's terrible. But maybe eventually, if I can get this debt out of my name, I could do something with the equity in my house, but I can't do it now. I've tried for the past 2 fucking years. I've tried and I kept getting denied. So your credit's too shitty. You have too much debt in your name. You can't do anything with it. I'm like, well, this really sucks. But I guess that's life, huh? So maybe long term. Okay. Continuing on. Pragmatic Tactician Cheerdy says, this is a personality question. You don't have to answer it. Did you have good dental... Oh, wait. This is a personal question, not personality question. He says, did you have good dental health growing up? I'm looking back and amazed I made a rebound on my dental health. Yeah, I always brush my teeth at least 2 times a day, if not 3. When I was a kid, I brushed my teeth 3 times a day. I never flossed. This is something I never flossed, even though my dentist insisted that I should and everything. I never flossed, and it never negatively affected me at all. It wasn't like I had cavities and stuff because I didn't floss. If anything, I think if you brush enough, you don't really need to floss. But I think some people just don't brush enough. And some people have a tendency to have like issues with their teeth where food gets stuck. And I guess I never really had that issue because it never affected me at all. Today, I actually think I have the best dental health of my whole life because now I brush at least 2 times, if not 3 times a day. And I use mouthwash on a nightly basis. So it's like a combination of many different different kinds of mouth hygiene. So, oh, by the way, I forgot to put Nimminent Froggins was the first cheer of the day. Let me get him up there. There you go. You were the first cheer of the day, 50 bits. I want to get you up there before I forget about that, okay? So, yeah, so my dental hygiene is fine. And, there you go. Okay? Pragmatic Tactician. Cheated Guineas, are you more egoist or altruistic? I would say over time I've changed a lot. That when I was younger, I definitely was more egoist. But as I get older, I become more altruistic. I've mellowed out a lot from my old ways of, I used to be totally like, I know everything and no one else knows anything. I know better than everyone else. And far be it from anyone to be able to tell me what to say or do because I know, you know what I mean? Like, completely egocentric, 100% me. And as I get older, I change and I realize that that's really not a good way to live. And you have to be more open-minded. You have to care about other people and other points of view, When I was younger, I used to always think that life was about getting ahead for yourself. Now I realize that maybe it's more of a collective thing where everyone wins. I don't know. Mindsets change over time. The older I get, I change. I definitely change. You guys have seen, just hearing me on streams and stuff, I've become a much different person. Just over the last few years, I would say my whole life changed and my mindset changed. And I'm a much different person now than I used to be, I think. And that's a good thing. I feel that I've changed in many positive ways. Now, as for, when you say altruistic, I mean, essentially what you're talking about is, also being kind of like a giving person and the like. And I said this many times over the years that I don't talk about things that I do that may be charitable and stuff like that because I refuse to. Even though I may do them behind the scenes, that's not anyone's business. And it's not, I feel that if you're going to do things that are altruistic and you're going to do things that are charitable, that those are things that you should do for the sake of doing them and not because you're trying to get clout for doing them. And that's why many years ago, there were things that were going on in the public eye. Oh, we're going to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, right? And I was like, the Ice Bucket Challenge is basically a way for you to get clout off of doing something good that really isn't something good at all. And I didn't want to be a part of that. I actually felt that it was kind of like a messed up thing. For me, if I'm going to do something that's meant to be charitable or meant to be good, I'll do it, and no one needs to know about it. That's just kind of my feeling, is that charity is something to be held not for clout and not for public consumption, but for yourself. No one needs to know if I do anything that's volunteer work or donations or whatever it may be. No one needs to know or care about that. All right? And I've always been like that. So that's why you'll never hear me really talking about that kind of stuff. I'm not going to publicly profess that kind of shit. So even though you may never hear me talk about it, that's why. Other people might say, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're doing charity and we're doing this and we're doing... It's not what I'm about, My content that I put on the internet is completely separate from anything that I would do charitable or altruistically. I feel that they should be separated. So that's just my opinion. Other people can completely disagree with me, and that's okay. I know there's many people out there that run charity things on the internet and with their streams and their followings or whatever. I don't really do that on purpose, okay? All right, let's continue on. BBC fan number 1. Why did I say Naruto? What the fuck? Let's try this again. BBC fan number 1 tipped me $1 saying I watched a German streamer open up random animal shit during a fan mail and it surprised him and he almost choked on it. Did you have a similar experience and how bad was it? Well, without giving any specifics, many years, this is a long time ago. This was before I even moved to Washington. Someone did mail me animal feces. And for me, when I get a package, I don't know what it is. I'm incredibly skeptical. Sometimes I'll just throw it the fuck out because if it's not something I ordered, I don't want it. I wouldn't be surprised if there were things over the years people mailed me that went right in the trash because they didn't tell me they were mailing it to me, and that's their own fault because they should have known better than to just send me random shit. Because people do, content creators get fucked with all the time with stuff like that. But it did happen once. It wasn't like absolutely disgusting. It was more like a practical joke prank kind of thing. I don't think that it was anything that was like risky. At the same time, it was pretty disgusting. So let's just leave it at that. All right, Maurice White's Ghost tipped me $9.21 and said, "Body ya, Say, do you remember Bonnie Young dancing in September? Bonnie Young, never was a cloudy day. That was awful. I can hit the notes, but my voice was terrible. That was not resonating at all, and that did not do any kind of justice to Maurice White. So I have to apologize to Maurice White's ghost and his remaining family members who are still alive, who just had to put up with that horrendous tribute. That was really bad. Wow. Anyway, thank you, Maurice White's ghost, for a $9.21 tip. If you want to know why it's $9.21, simply put, today's the 21st of September. Earth, Wind, and Fire, one of the greatest bands of modern times, in my opinion. These guys were insanely hard workers. I always say this, every time you watch Earth, Wind, and Fire perform, it's like not only are they performing a musical performance, but they're doing a fucking like crazy ass workout. They would dance, they would move, they would sweat, they would fucking, go crazy to put on this really entertaining performance, and they were incredibly talented. Incredibly talented. I could listen to that all day. I really could. I could listen to that fucking song on loop all day long. So, rest in peace, Maurice White. Thank you for the music that you brought to all of us and the joy that you brought to us. Yeah, today's the 21st of September. The one day a year you're allowed to say that. If you say it on another day, you're instantly criticized for being very untimely. Okay? So thank you for that top tip of the day, Maurice White's ghost. Orcs or Dorks 7 resubscribe for 26 months. Thank you, Orcs or Dorks, for 26 months of support. Oh, we go! 26 months of support. No, I'm not going to do that. M5NSX did a 50-bit cheer. And by the way, M5NSX remembered to use the subway cheer mode. Okay? So, anyway, thank you for the subway cheer mode. I forgot to bring this up. We're still in September for 3 more days. All right, if you're not aware, 3 more days where, number one, subscriptions are half price for those who are not currently subscribed to a channel. That means if you were gifted a sub, okay, and that sub expired, you can actually renew for half price. Or if you've never been subbed to a channel before, it's half price. There's a loud plane outside right now. Damn. So yeah. And if you use the subway cheer mode for the next 3 days, it gives 10% bonus bits to the streamer. Please consider continuing using the subway cheer mode for the next 3 days. It helps out any streamer that you do that for, okay? So thank you, M5NSX, for doing that and reminding me of it. Okay. Let's see here. Midstream, pre-stream, tip me $1 saying that I noticed that your likes are disabled for pre-streams. Honestly, I don't even remember that. I'm serious. Like, I guess when you have YouTube set up, you can set it up that that videos have presets, and I don't even know why I even do that anymore. I'm serious. I don't even know why I disable likes and dislikes on pre-stream videos. I have no clue. I don't think it would affect the video at all. I don't know why I do it. I might be a default setting. I really have no clue why I do it. He's asking me why do I do it. I don't even know. I think probably years and years ago I had reasoning behind it. Back when I actually cared about my YouTube videos. Like, seriously, back when I actually cared about YouTube ad revenue and YouTube videos and stuff like that, I probably had a reasoning behind doing it, and I can't for the life of you tell me what it was for. I could stop doing that today, and it's not going to have any impact on anything, so. Okay. Sword of Mediocrity tipped me $1 and said, oh, this is stupid. Here's someone who's a moron who's commenting on the person donating the Genesis Mini. What an asshole. He says, oh, you shouldn't accept the Genesis Mini for someone who can't afford it. I'll get it for you right now. It's like, wait a minute. You don't know anything about the person who's donating it. You don't know anything about them, their personal life, or their situation. You're an asshole. So fuck you. Ace did a 50-bit cheer and says, have you tried to pass a test while knowing full well you are really good and knowledgeable with the content that the test is assessing? Wait, what? Let me read this again. Ace cheers, and he says, have you tried to pass a test while knowing full well that you are really good and knowledgeable with the content that the test is assessing? Yeah? I mean, isn't that essentially what you should be doing if you're going into a test? Like, you know what I mean? Um, isn't it a fair assessment to say that if you're going into a test for something, you should be knowledgeable on that subject? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of weird to me. Where did you ever go in life where, okay, you're being pop tested on something, Greek literature. Wait, what? I don't know anything about Greek literature. Tough. Here's a test right now. When does that happen in real life? If you're in school or something and you're getting tested on a subject, essentially it's something you're studying. Therefore, you should be knowledgeable on the subject if you've been paying attention, right? Like, why? I think Ace maybe he worded the question wrong. Because I'm like totally confused on what his point is of the question. I don't think there is one. So, okay. Yomi did a 50-bit cheer and says, "You want to know the truth? I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country. A classic filled quote. Props to maturing and growing up over the years." Yeah, and the truth is, I don't even remember when I said that. Everyone says I said it. I don't remember when I said that. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't. I'm pretty sure I would have. You know, like I told you guys back in the day, I was a pretty cocky guy. I told you I thought my own shit didn't stink. I thought that because I was able to put up silly, stupid videos on YouTube that people liked, that I was hot shit, and that basically, you know, I knew better than everyone else. That's why I would say stupid blanket statements like anyone who plays Minecraft is a dumb child and shit like that. You know, really stupid shit. That was very uneducated and very immature. And the thing is, like I told you guys back in the day, I didn't care what I said or did on YouTube. I thought it was a joke. I thought the whole thing was a joke. I didn't take it seriously at all. I thought that anyone who cared about these videos was just being very silly. Anyone who cared about what I had to say was very silly. I didn't understand back then, because, by the way, it was a new thing back then. Internet popularity, YouTube popularity was a new thing. So I didn't understand that the things that I said and did essentially could affect many people. That, like, people would be influenced by the things that I said and did on a stream or on a YouTube video. I didn't kind of get that until years later when I started having positive impacts. For example, SOPA and Pippa and what was it, Bill S.978, whatever the fuck those things were called. I remember I was making videos against those, and people watched my videos, were informed about the subject, went out, did more research, started these grassroots campaigns about it, and essentially we got all that shit shut down with the U.S. government. As a result of some of the things that I did. And I'm saying it wasn't just me, it was many people who were speaking up, but I was one of the people who spoke up at the time about that stuff. And it was around that time that I started to realize I actually did have influence over people, and that I should maybe watch what I say and do. And then it was like, oh shit, but look what I've done for the last 5 years, you know, like, oh, oops. Whoops. I didn't realize that. I thought it was all a joke. I seriously thought the whole thing was just a joke. You know, even making a living doing it for the first year or two, I was like, this is so silly that I can make money doing this. This is like out of control, ridiculous, over the top, crazy. But as you guys know, over the years, I have changed. You know, I have changed. I have become a much different person. And in regards to that, you know, I really do regret some of the things I said and did back then. What? I'm a pro gamer. At any point I can pick up a game and play it at a pro level. That's just fucking stupid. You know, that's really stupid. Now, are there some games that I feel if I really dedicated a lot of time and effort that I could play them at a pro level? Yes, I'll be honest. Street Fighter, if I actually cared enough about a game and put a ton of time into it, I could probably play it at a pretty high level. I don't care, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, I just don't give a shit about modern Street Fighter. I hate it. I hate Street Fighter 5, you know. But it's not easy. It's not like I can just pick up a controller and immediately play stuff at a high level at all. It would take tons of time and dedication. I've talked about this. If I were to get into competitive fighting games again, I would have to drop half the stuff I do. Like, at least half the streams I do would have to be fighting games. And it would be grinding in these fucking games day in, day out to master execution, to master the matchups, to know everything about everything. And it would be, I would hate it. You know? I would actually just get so bored with it that I probably would absolutely not want to do it you know, I that's why I don't want to do that kind of stuff anymore. I've been there and done that. And I would say another game, like first person shooters, Like Call of Duty, being quite frank, I know I could be good at because I barely play them and I jump into the fucking game and sometimes I dominate. You know, I know if I actually took the time to learn Call of Duty, I could play it at a high level. I just don't care. I don't really, again, another series I don't really like that much. At least in the modern era. Maybe that'll change with the new Modern Warfare, but the last 5 years I really haven't enjoyed playing Call of Duty multiplayer. So, you know, I just don't care about it. So, okay, anyway. Yes, that was a really stupid thing that I said, Yomi. And yes, I do feel I've matured over the years. That's one of the dumbest statements I've ever made. I would say the Minecraft statement and that statement are two of the dumbest things I've ever said. Will Booked Floss Mechanics now tip me $1 and is insulting me and saying I have bad dental hygiene. I'm just going to say, thanks for the tip, stupid, and move on. Okay. Amazing. Amazing people. Unfazed Shade did a 95-bit cheers. Is what's your favorite side character in Zelda so far? A side character in Zelda. Whew. That's a interesting question because, as you know, there's been so many Zelda games over the years. In these older Zelda games, there really aren't any like strong side characters. They're mostly just NPCs who stand around while you do all the work. I would say, you know, Breath of the Wild had some really cool side characters in the, what was it, the 4 warriors who they were defeated in the past, right? But they ended up being like big figureheads of the story. And also remember there were some of the people who would help you in the boss fights, which was kind of neat. Remember the guy, the Zora, who was like a badass, muscle-bound Zora, and he helps you in the boss fight? That was pretty neat. I liked that. Can't remember his fucking name. So, I don't know. I'm certainly not a hardcore Zelda fan where I remember the names of everyone and everything. But, yeah, I don't know if I have this is my favorite character from Zelda or anything like that. But, I would say some of the side characters from Breath of the Wild were pretty dynamic and interesting. So, alright, Street Fighter fan tipped me $1 and now is saying that I should accept that the Blanca player and Anniversary Collection is better than me. You are an idiot. You are an absolute idiot. The Blanca player, first of all, is someone who literally stalks me every chance he gets because the only clout he's ever had in his life is running on my coattails. This is a guy who has learned only online lag-abusing strategies. If he tried to use any of those things offline, he'd never get a single win against anyone who knows how to play the games, including me. And you're a moron. So thanks for nothing. Snort of Mediocrity tipped me $80 and says, here's $80 to buy it. Then you're welcome, even though I'm sure you'll say something shitty. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is thank you very much for the incredibly generous $80 tip. That's much appreciated. And thank you for that. However, this person not only already bought the Genesis Mini, it's en route to me. So I don't know why you think that, you know, you can somehow, like, undermine that. Okay? You can't. But I thank you for the $80 tip, and I can assure you this is going to go towards things that it needs to go towards. For example, buying games in the next couple of months and or paying bills. So thank you very much for the $80 tip, and let's get you up on the leaderboard for this very generous tip. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so thanks for that. And I will just say this up front, guys. You have to understand something. As I've told you guys, I'm incredibly appreciative of all contributions. I really am. Thank you for that $80 tip. It's generous, but understand that when you contribute something, you can't now make demands that this is what it's used for, especially if there's no agreement. You know, I sent Phil a tip. Now he absolutely needs to use it for this because I said so. That's not how it works. Okay, it's just not. I'm already getting the Genesis Mini today. How on earth am I supposed to put this $80 towards a Genesis Mini that's arriving today? You know, it's pretty unreasonable. So all I can promise you is that this is going to go towards other important stuff. Okay? Golden Colt, yes, that stream art does say the end of Black Ops 4. This is what Popsicolo made last night. And I said I wanted to run it at least for another couple streams because it's really nice art, but I didn't want it to just die after one stream. Okay? Okay? Alright. Yeah, you guys are right. More than likely this guy will try to charge back. If he does, I mean, if he actually does, he's not going to get it. I'm just telling you right now, these people who try to do stuff like that, they don't get their money back. You can't just do that. Okay, there was never a commitment between me and this guy that money was going to go towards anything. He just sent it to me out of nowhere, and I hope he understands that it's going to go towards something good. It's going to help the streams, all right? But I can't put it towards something I already have. That would be like last year when I remember when someone gifted me the PS4 Pro, and then afterwards someone sent me $400 and says, "Put this towards a PS4 Pro." Wait, what? Anyway, I need to turn on my fan because it's actually getting a little stuffy in here. And I'm going to put the fan in the window here. Oh. Go. Ah, that's nice. A nice cool breeze. Ah. All right. So, thanks everyone so far. Great pre-stream, obviously. Covered a lot of topics. Thank you for everyone for your generosity. Let's go ahead and do some shout-outs to the top cheerers of the week. To those who contributed via cheering. All right. No, my fan does not have an air filter. This is a very basic, fan that you can put either in a window or put down. It's a quiet fan, too. It's built to be quiet. That's why you guys can't really hear it. All right. In 10th place, Sambuca 2020. In 9th place, ATS 318. In 8th place, Handicapped Gaming ER. In 7th place, K Styles 1998. 6th place this week goes to The Real Flash. 5th place, M5 NSX. 4th place, Unfazed Shade. 3rd place, Baby Man Gaming. Wow, excuse me again. 2nd place, Survive Sweet Treats. And 1st place this week in cheering, Tantamounter. So thank you guys very much. Thank you very much for that. Ah, my armpit itches. All of it. Ow. Okay, then. Thank you, everyone. I guess it's time to get started, shall we? I think it's time to get started. So give me... You know what? I think I'm going to take a very quick break to use the restroom, like I sometimes do. Let's take about a 2-minute break, 2-minute, 3-minute. Let me go use the restroom quickly. That way I don't have to take a break, because actually I can feel like I might have to pee soon, so I might as well just go do now. All right? I'll be right back, and then we'll start with more Link's Awakening. I'll be right back, everybody.